Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another capsule series. Today, we're going to talk about these exotic wood, fresh fragrances that really come off well in the early day, early time of day. This is a day wear type of fragrance most of the times. These are scents that I actually pull for when there's a casual day up front and days I just want to spend time relaxing. They give a very effective effect of serenity, casualness, and actually very uplifting fragrances. They have a lot of fresh, exotic smells to them. Mostly, the list is going to be compiled of things that smell very natural, of things in nature, something that you will find only in nature. That's the greenness, that's the woody components, and those are fresh components that I want to wear when I'm wearing a casual scent and things that really want a relative uplifting feel for me. So today we're going to talk about these exotic, fresh, floral, and woody fragrances with a slight green touch to them. If this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dry Dial, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuance of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. We're going to dive into this list today. This is one, like I stated, it's going to be a very wonderful list. This is a list that's very impactful when it comes to casualness of fragrance wearing, with a little bit exotic twist to it. And as you can see, I'm out in my garden. I am enjoying the weather today. You're going to hear a lot of natural sounds today. These are scents that have a lot of the natural components that you want in fragrances. These are not going to come off very synthetic. Of course, they're going to have some synthetic accords in them, but mostly they're going to smell like items that you smell in nature. First off, what we're going to go with is Forest of the Golden Green, and that is a very wonderful fragrance composed by Celine Burrell. Celine Burrell made this particular scent for the House of Portana, and his line is impeccable. These are very natural smelling fragrances, come off so natural in the way that he used eucalyptus, bay leaf, and fir balsam in the opening with a mid of lemon and moss. It's a very effective way to come off with the serenity of the fragrance that you want. These are fragrances, especially this one. It comes with a relative relaxation that you want when you have to connect with spirituality sometimes. And that's what I stated about this in the formal review of this particular scent. That I cannot go wrong with smelling this one, feeling the uplifting feeling of actual being around and in touch with nature. And this is one scent that really does that well. It's one that comes off inviting. It's a very nice projecting fragrance, great sillage, and then, like I stated, the naturalness of this one has a lot of LMR accords, which we've learned that LMR is one of those manufacturers of scents and scent accords that really strive to come off natural. And this is one of those fragrances. It's green, it's fresh, it's woody, it's resinous, it's slightly smoky and some spicy. But at the end of the day, it's that very natural smelling scent that comes off very well for spring and summer days. Can't go wrong with it. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, what I have for you is Green Pearl by the House of Thameen. This is a very wonderful green fragrance, as the name is apropos for it. It is one that I would say both adjectives of the name green and pearl come off very well in this one. This is a white floral green fragrance. The green tea accord in this one is which very much so makes this a calling card of a natural essence for me. I really pick up the green tea in this one. Now, what I do get in this one also is an artemisia, which is a very camphorous artsy style of herbaceous accord in this one. It very much so lifts this into a state of well-being. It's a slight bitter feel to it. And if you're familiar with this particular scent and or its predecessor on the market, this comes off kind of like Silver Mountain Water from the House of Creed. And Silver Mountain Water has an inky accord that this one does not convey in its fragrance. What they did in divergence from Silver Mountain Water for this one was put in a green apple accord that comes off very tart and sweet. So as a profile, this one for me is very similar within about 80% of that 75%. But with that green apple divergence, it makes this one much more appealing to me and much more natural smelling as an essence. And that's what makes this one for me to pull for more often than Silver Mountain Water in my fragrance wardrobe. This is actually a great scent. This is one that I had been testing for quite some time and felt like I could be compelled enough to buy it this particular summer, and I went ahead and did so. And I've worn it maybe 5 or 6 times in this particular from mid-spring to summer now, and this one is going off very well. Once again, from the House of Thameen, Green Pearl. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, what I have for you here is from the House of Ormonde Man. Now, this is a produced version of Ormonde Man that is not going to be produced again, I am certain. This is when the house started out and they were making some of their formulas as a purchase as a parfum extract or even a parfum oil. And this is the parfum oil poured at 60%. And so it's a dabber versus being a actual spray perfume. And this one has lasted since I purchased it. And I wear this an awful lot as well. This is a very beautifully done masculine fragrance that has some, when it talks about running center line and the unisex scale, but leaning masculine, this is one fragrance that really straddles that line, but then goes to the masculine side. And it comes off so real and authentic in the way its naturals are smelling. To me, it's one that really gravitate towards for that natural smell. It has this accord called Black Hemlock, and that floral component very much so is the strident part of this particular scent. It comes off so well and so natural smelling that you can't get enough of this one. It's really built on coriander, juniper berry, and musk with a lot of woody sandalwood and agarwood in it as well. But the agarwood in this one is not medicinal, it's not funky. It's a very much so useful part to make the woody components come up. This is a scent composed by Giza Schoen, who is one of the predecessors to the way that I believe Quentin Bush is making his fragrance accords. They have a very similar way in which they make and formulate fragrances. I think Quentin Bush was the actual I don't want to say mentee, but when it comes to fragrances, the way they're built, the way they're structured, with the performance of their synthetics and the naturals that they place in their scents, they both have a similar way of turning these beautiful scents out on the market. So once again, Ormonde Man by the House of Ormonde Jane. This is Parfum. Now you can get the EDP on the market right now anywhere, anytime you choose to. And it's the similar scent. This is just deeper and richer and a little bit more woody. But at the end of the day, the scent is what the scent is, and it carries and gravitates, or creates a gravitas, I should say, to any wearer who wants to wear a natural smelling, exotic wood and fresh floral scent. And this is the one that can't be beat. Once again, Ormonde Jane, Ormonde Man. So next up, ladies and gentlemen, what I have for you here is a fragrance from the house of Mille Fucini. And this is really a masterclass in aromatic, fresh Fougere fragrances that I think anyone would be remiss to not at least get their nose on. What he uses in this one is a great overload of natural perfuming oils that come off. He has cypress, he has angelica, he has hyssop, he has myrtle, he has elemi resin, he has tonka bean, he has guaiac wood in this particular scent. And all those come off very well as components of a fresh, woody fragrance that is very uplifting, very, like Spirito says, this is a very spiritual smelling fragrance because it smells of a walk through woods, a walk through forest, or a walk through its, the character of it is a walk through life, I would say. It's very much so poignant in the way that it comes off as a masculine Fougere, but everything around it, it comes off with that effect because, of course, the lavender is in this along with the moss, but everything around this particular scent gives off a different nuance that is slightly elevated in the fresher Fougere styles. To me, it has a slight peculiar note of leatheriness. I do pick up some type of leather component in this one, so it can be one that is similar, if a similarity is a choice in my words in this one. The similarity in this will become off like Masculine Pluriel by the house of Mason Francis Kirkjohn, which is a very robust Fougere, just like this one comes off as. So Spirito is one of my favorites. It smells that much more natural than the MFK Masculine Pluriel does. So if you're thinking about the smell of the naturals, and there's also some of the included notes of, like I stated, myrtle, elemi, and things like carrot cedar in this one. So it's a very earthy, woody Fougere that comes off great. Once again, Spirito by the house of Mille Fucini. So next up, ladies and gentlemen, what I have for you here is a fragrance that you guys put on my radar. A lot of you in my comment sections have talked about this particular scent. This is a unisex through and through fragrance, unisex leaning feminine, but one that has really impressed me in the way that it wears. To me, this Fleur Narcotique is a scent that has some of the best fresh, fruity components to it. It's a very explosive but subtle style of fragrance. It has this projection cloud around you that smells of lychee, fresh, fruity florals like peony, woody notes of sandalwood, a lot of musk, a lot of orange blossom, a lot of moss, and jasmine. This is one scent that really comes off well. If you are a person that has a penchant for fresh, fruity florals, this is one that I think you should get your nose on. As stated, this is one that leaves feminine for me in my nose. When I blind bought it, I had one expectation of it being a nice, woody white floral, something on the line like Neo or something like that. But when I got it in, I noticed that the lychee accord and the peony were very highly dosed in this particular scent. So for me, this one leads feminine mass or feminine unisex, but I think it comes off very well in the way that it is a beautiful, beautiful scent. So all in all, Fleur Narcotique is one that comes off fresh, fruity, floral, slightly green from a musk and musk mixture, but it's one that I'm really truly enjoying as a scent, a cloud around when someone wears it, or I have actually sprayed it on my hand and body myself. So it's a great unisex fragrance. Once again, Fleur Narcotique by the House of Ex Nihilo. Last on the list, guys, I got a fragrance here. This is Ouverture. This is one of the most complex layered fragrances in my collection, actually. This is one that I find so beautiful to wear. Ouverture is one that sings highly dosed with ylang ylang, Bulgarian rose, and fig leaf. The naturals in this one that smell so prominent are the fig leaf and magnolia. It comes off so sexy. Also, there's a cinnamon accord in this one that just everything about those four particular nature smells, the fig, the magnolia, the ylang ylang, and the cinnamon really, really sing a great song for this one. This one is more unisex, leaning masculine in my opinion. It has that olibanum, magnolia, and orange with a little bit of Indian jasmine in this as well. So it has these components that come off in a great 3-season wearing fragrance, the spring, summer, and fall, mostly for evenings in the summertime. I wear it here in Southeast Michigan whenever, but it is a fragrance that really, truly smells beautiful. It's filled with sandalwood, some ambria accords, jasmine, cashmere wood, which is that slightly musky wood accord that comes off very fresh and sometimes ethereal. Vanilla is in this one, so it's a very sexy and sensual style of fragrance as well. But like I said, very multi-layered. Dimensionally, it's so thick and developing. It has a lot of depth to it. It's one that I really, truly enjoy wearing as a complex, natural smelling fragrance. Once again, Ouverture by the House of Zirzhov. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my video for you guys today. I hope, as always, you guys found something entertaining and educational. As you saw, I have a lot of nature sounds going around here today. It's one that I'm truly enjoying, shooting in the garden, shooting outside, getting some fresh air as I do these video and content for you. I think it's a great way to present the channel, and I think and hope that you feel the same way. At the end of the day, I hope, like I said, you got something entertaining and educational. And if you did, all that I ever ask that you do is hit the like button, subscribe if you have not. And if you have someone in your life or life circle that really and truly enjoys these type of videos, send it over to them and see if I can get a new subscriber. Until next time, until next video, peace.